Chapter 19, Li Luo's Phase. Around the wooden stage, the crowd surged restlessly. But at this moment, the atmosphere had fallen into an eerie silence. Every single pair of eyes was wide with shock, staring at Lu Yang, who had just been flung out of the stage. This outcome was clearly beyond everyone's expectations. Lu Yang, a sixth seal cultivator, had actually been defeated by Li Luo with a single strike of his staff. How was that even possible? The silence lingered for a few heartbeats, before it abruptly erupted into a deafening uproar. What just happened? How did Lu Yang lose in one move? That doesn't make sense. Lu Yang's phase force is at the sixth seal. Even if he was caught off guard, his defenses should be been enough. Li Luo shouldn't have been able to overpower him. Did Lu Yang get paid to throw the fight or something? If that was a fake match, it's the worst one I've ever seen. Insults our intelligence. Over in the First Institute's section, Tifaking's rosy lips parted slightly, her head full of question marks. After a moment, she frowned and muttered, "What on earth is Lu Yang doing? That was pathetic." Song Yunfan's brows also furrowed before he said blandly, "He underestimated his opponent too much. He didn't even have time to circulate his phase force. He won't be so lucky the next round." Beside him, Lu Qing'er's gaze lingered on the tall, poised figure in the arena, staff in hand, a faint haze of memory surfacing. For a moment, she seemed to see the boy from years ago, full of youthful confidence, teasing her about her sloppy technique, then patiently correcting it with a smile. The next round. Her red lips parted slightly. "I think he'll win again. In fact, he might even win all three matches." Her soft words left the First Institute students staring in disbelief. Especially the boys, their faces soured instantly, tinged with jealousy. "No way. You're saying that because you like him, aren't you?" someone jeered from the crowd. Song Yunfan's face darkened immediately. "Who dares spout nonsense?" he barked. His sharp glare swept the students, and the crowd instantly fell silent, none daring to provoke him. Then he turned back to Lu Qing'er and said coolly, "Qing'er, he can't win." "Nice job, Li Luo." In stark contrast to the stunned First Institute, Zhao Kuo's voice boomed in excitement, and soon after, cheers erupted from the Second Institute's side as well. No matter the reason, whether Lu Yang had been careless or not, the fact remained that the Second Institute had won the first match. As the noise swelled, Lu Yang's face grew deathly pale. Struggling to his feet, he muttered something like, "I was careless. I didn't dodge." But no one paid him the slightest attention. "Idiot." Baikon's face turned dark as he heard the cheers of the Second Institute. He cast a furious glance at Lu Yang, still crumpled on the ground, then barked at another student, "Lu Tai, you're up, and don't you dare screw this up too." The boy named Lu Tai was wiry, with a shrewd look in his eyes. He didn't waste words, simply glanced over at Li Luo, then stepped into the arena, long iron sword in hand. On the high platform, Su Shanyu smiled in satisfaction. Li Luo's mastery of phase arts is truly impressive. Such a pity. With his level of skill, if only his phase force could reach the fifth seal, he could probably challenge most sixth seal opponents. Lin Feng's expression remained flat. A pity is still just a pity. The second match begins. Clearly, Lu Yang's humiliating defeat had soured Lin Feng's mood, and he had no patience for further debate. At his command, Lu Tai immediately unleashed his phase force. A fiery red aura surged up around him, blazing with heat like a mantle of flames. He possessed a fifth-grade fire phase. Having witnessed Lu Yang's blunder, Lu Tai dared not underestimate Li Luo in the slightest. Boom! Flame aura blazing, Lu Tai dashed forward, sword tip glowing red with phase force, leaving a trail of burning arcs. Swish! Swish! A flurry of fiery sword shadows swept toward Li Luo like a storm. No matter what tricks you have, as long as I crush you with the raw force of a sixth seal, you're finished. Lu Tai roared. Li Luo's skill with phase arts was no secret in Southwind Academy. But no matter how refined one's techniques were, without sufficient phase force, they were nothing more than illusions, pretty but fragile. As the searing storm closed in, Li Luo's grip on his iron staff tightened. His steps shifted fluidly, retreating with perfect timing, weaving just outside the reach of every strike. You think you can dodge forever? Lu Tai sneered. With a flick of his wrist, the fiery red aura on his sword swelled, bursting into a dazzling rain of blazing streaks like a fiery storm falling from the sky. It was a mid-tier phase art, Fire Rain Sword, Lu Tai's specialty. The fiery storm rained down on him, but Li Luo's staff spun into motion, blurring into a whirling barrier, like a windmill shield that deflected the blazing barrage. Without phase force, how could you possibly block my art? Lu Tai scoffed coldly. Boom! Boom! The fiery strikes collided with the spinning staff, exploding in bursts of heat. The iron staff in Li Luo's hands quickly grew scorching hot under the pressure. And then, a faint blue glow shimmered across the staff's surface. Hiss, white vapor surged up instantly, thick steam billowing to obscure Lu Tai's vision. Whoosh! In that very instant, the mist was torn apart by a sudden thrust. A staff glowing with blue light shot out like lightning, stabbing straight toward Lu Tai's brow. The attack appeared so suddenly that Lu Tai's heart jolted. How had Li Luo blocked his firestorm? Impossible. But his hands didn't slow. Red phase force surged onto his blade, as he swung with all his might to meet the strike head-on. Clang! Metal rang against metal, but what followed left everyone utterly dumbfounded. The fiery aura coating Lu Tai's blade flickered wildly as if utterly suppressed. In the blink of an eye, it was extinguished, snuffed out under the blue glow. Crack! The sword shattered under the combined assault of heat and water vapor. Shards flew through the air. And when the dust settled, the azure-lit staff was poised just a hair's breadth from Lu Tai's forehead. A bead of cold sweat slid down his pale face. The entire clash had taken place in the blink of an eye. And when the crowd realized what had happened, they saw Li Luo's staff already resting at Lu Tai's brow. Li Luo had won again. If his first victory had left the audience stunned, this time, disbelief shook them to their core. Because this time, Lu Tai had been utterly serious. His sixth seal phase force had been used without reservation, yet he had still been defeated. How could this be? As shocked murmurs rippled across the crowd, the vapor slowly thinned. And then, in full view of all, Li Luo's figure emerged once again, his body faintly glowing with an aura of blue phase force, rising like gentle waves of water. Hiss! Gasps of astonishment erupted across the arena. In the First Institute's stands, Tifaking and Luqing's eyes widened in shock. Beside them, Song Yunfan slammed a palm against the wooden railing, splintering it with sheer force. On the high platform, Su Shanyu, Lin Feng, and the other instructors all wore expressions of disbelief. And at the very front, the old dean's eyes narrowed. Because they had all seen it clearly, the phase force flowing from Li Luo's body was the power of a water phase. Yet it was common knowledge Li Luo had been born with a blank phase. He had no phase force, and thus could never truly cultivate. But right now, where had this water phase power come from? Could it be that Li Luo was no longer blank? Had he, Awakened a water phase. End of